seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
From the end zone, here comes Williams.
A good-looking return set up here. He's at the 40, past the 20. He will score. Touchdown, Lions. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for a team that just scored, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards that time.
First down by Noah Fant. You're reminded watching him play that he's one of the most athletic tight ends we saw coming out of college in recent years. Every round, every catch can be turned into a bigger play with what he can do as an athlete in the open field. A nice big play from him there for the first down.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the 50, it's Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10
at their own 15.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Goff. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Goff's throw into the hands of Reynolds here. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The Lions at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. Jamison Williams. A touchdown on the kick return and now run through the air. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Smith. His throw incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Under a heavy rush and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Lions will take over. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And it's the Cowboys that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one moving forward as we wrap up the first month of NFL football. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now Goff on 1st down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Goff now to throw. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it in a double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-2 matchup.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On the draw, Goff will give this to Swift. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. To throw is gone. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Give Uchenna Nwosu the credit for the stuff.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 4th down, Goff departs, and Austin Seibert is out there for the Lions field goal now.
Seibert's kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From the end zone, here comes Williams.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The 40, 20. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Lions.
Again, overdone. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll try the right side here with Penning. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows?
Touchdown, Detroit!
Jameson Williams
on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Lions continue to pull away here this first half.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Play action. It's Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Goff on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks will take over possession here up at the 44.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Come 19! Come 19! 60 average! 60 average!
Back to the air. Smith on second down. Dumps that off to Penny as running back. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
On the return is Williams. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is trimmed down to 10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams.
The Lions take over 1st and 10. They're on the 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Gone. He's airing it out for Williams. And got his man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
Ready, set. Drop 60, drop 60.
Smith on first down. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a first down. Now Smith. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people.
On second down, here's Penny. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Out of the gun, Smith. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
To throw on second and 10. Smith over the middle, complete. That's Goodwin. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's second and 10. Throwing now is Gino. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
3rd and 2, Smith. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Myers' kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now a first down throw. Gone. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. This is Swift on the counter. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled. Especially and I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
On second down, Swift. They find some open field here. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Hey, let's go. Go, Brown.
Now Goff. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Trey Brown. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Seahawks 31. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now this 4th quarter becoming very interesting. That pick 6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air. even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Super!
A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. He's got this to Williams, complete.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Goff.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Again, Goff. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Seibert able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Julian Okwara.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Escaping the pressure right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Goff, a handoff here to Swift.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch, too, huh?
87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.